You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway. He's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You got to tell him, though, that I sent you. You got to tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. July 22nd, 2016. Fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. My man Kysii, the host of the Kicking It with Kysii show, going to join me a little bit later today for the third hour. I'm going to sing for y'all. We got the Ball Penis Award. Just a lot of stuff going on today, man. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. A couple little NFL news and notes to get to. Today on the show, we're definitely going to get into some NFL and some college football. I'm going to sing for y'all later once again. A lot of stuff we got to get to. But let me give a shout-out to everybody that just donated within the last 5 minutes. Shouts out to my folks at Creative Solutions. Bought your boy a beer. Thank you very much. Corey Jenkins and Craig Pryor, man. Thank y'all. They bought your boy a 6-pack and a half. Yes. Thank y'all, man. Go to the DougStewartShow.com. Click on the donate button. $5 or more. We would appreciate it. $20 or more. We actually even send you a T-shirt. But getting your thoughts on this story, the All-Star game being pulled from North Carolina. What are your thoughts on it? From Rel Scott in the chat room, he says, Carmelo Anthony is having a summit today in California with civic leaders and other USA basketball players. I think they should boycott the Olympics and show America that they are serious. What says you? Black Lives Matter. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Excuse me. That was disgusting. You know where I stand on boycotts, trying to create change in this society. I'm definitely with you on that. The problem, though, is that's very general. You know, if you boycott something like the Olympics, if you make a stand, a political stand, to the degree of boycotting the Olympics, you need to have something tangible that you're fighting for that you want. Like, what do you, obviously we feel like that, the climate in America between the police and young black males in particular, and getting killed in cold blood is the debate or is the conversation. But what do you want as a result of your boycott? You remember the players at Missouri, the Missouri football players, they boycotted, and what they wanted was the president to be fired or step down. And it happened. So do you say, well, we're going to boycott until every officer that killed a black male in this country, an unarmed black male in this country, and didn't get, charged, we want those people to be charged now? Or do you say, we want you to go back and, retry George Zimmerman? Like, what's the definite, tangible thing that you want as a result of the boycott? I'm definitely for boycotting. You better believe that. We just need to have something, and talking about Rel's post, the players would need to have something that they want as a result of them boycotting. Like, we're going to continue to boycott until we get this. What is this? From that ninja, the 4-letter network gave Bruce Jenner Woman of the Year, but get pissed off at an athlete suggests that maybe the police shouldn't be murdering people on the street. Exactly. From Grego, and what Ninja's talking about, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the WNBA fined several players that wore a T-shirt and talking about, Black Lives Matter and the ills of what's going on in this country. And it seems kind of contradictory when you hear, comparisons like Ninja just made about giving an athlete, Bruce Jenner, a Female Athlete of the Year award, but then, seemingly have a problem with people, voicing their opinions about some of the injustices once again in this country. Is crazy. From Clay Black, Goku Davis, once again, that law was actually worse than people think. The transgender thing was a smokescreen. And what Clay Black, Goku Davis is probably talking about is, or what he is talking about is the fact that, once again, the whole law in North Carolina, I think probably, 15, 20% of the discussion is about the bathroom thing. But the bigger discussion, or the bigger reason for people's disdain about this law, is the discrimination. Once again, and the ability to stop people discriminately, from services or whatever, that everybody else enjoys in this country. From Tiffany Sports Heels, WNBA has fined players for wearing black warm-up shirts. And now the NBA, back to that. The NBA, or the WNBA in this particular case, and even the NBA, you can bring them into it as well. You remember when Dwayne Wade and LeBron and those cats in Miami wore the I Can't Breathe T-shirts, kind of like bringing attention to the Eric Garner case in New York? The NBA kind of had the discussion like I had earlier about where does it stop? If you allow them to do this or you don't allow them to do that, then you're opening up kind of a can of worms. So the NBA's position is that if we let you do this, then where does it stop? Like, every issue that's important to somebody or some group, you could put it on a T-shirt and wear it at the start of each game that we have going into, in the season. There's a dress code, so I kind of get it to a degree. But, this is a very tumultuous time that we're living in right now. And I always say this, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, drastic situations call for drastic measures. And so wearing a T-shirt to bring attention to something, threatening a boycotting something, it's all good by me. It's absolutely all good by me. Yeah, maybe you wear a T-shirt and you get fined by the league that you play for, but guess what? It's probably worth it. It's probably worth it based on the attention that you bring to a particular subject. I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, man. I would love to see these LSU players, man, in Baton Rouge just boycott or threaten to boycott for the first game of the year, or just sit out and say we're not practicing no more until, charges are brought against the officers that killed Alton Sterling. I would love for that to happen. From 9 the Wino, they were fined for breaking a uniform rule. That's right, I just talked about that. I don't think the league was knocking the players for having an opinion. Yeah, that's exactly right. From Clay Black, Goku Davis, no, Doug, it's a wage discrimination law where employees can't sue their employers for wage discrimination. That's also a part of it as well. that's a part of it, but the things that I talked about as well are definitely a part of it as well, just all-out general discrimination against people and allowing them, once again, the ability to do and go where other people in this country are. But you're right, that's part of the discussion as well, wage discrimination in the state of North Carolina. From Rel Scott, it's sad that in 2016, the LGBT community has more push in America and gets more things done than black folks. Something ain't right. The LGBT community has a huge voice in this country. I mean, huge. Big time. From Eugene Jackson, Doug, we want the officers locked up in the Sterling and Minnesota case. The problem with that as well, and not the problem with that, the problem the way the laws are right now, most states have, I saw a story where they talked about how people are lobbying to change the laws on how offenses by polices are judged and tried as compared to regular everyday citizens. In a lot of states, they have a 30-day waiting period before they make a decision on whether to try to press charges against a police officer or not, whereas and lock them up. Whereas every other citizen in this country, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if there's something that happened, whether you're accused and you did it or you didn't do it, your ass will get locked up at that very second. That's not the way it is for police officers. So you need to bring more of an awareness and more of a straight-out conviction, not a full-out conviction, or a processing of police. A lot of people are arguing, and that's what makes it so difficult and makes it so different than everybody else in this country. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. From Clay Black, Goku Davis again. The reason why officers are not getting tried is because of the high threshold to prove that the officers had the intent to kill. And that kind of ties on to the whole 30-day rule where they wait before they, try to bring up or press charges against an officer. Now that threshold can be lowered by Congress. From Clay Black, Goku Davis again. Once again, damn, he's all in it. He's very political, huh? Clay Black, Goku Davis. Blame the police unions, too, for not charging these officers. That's another huge problem as well. That's probably one of the biggest facets of the issues in this country with this whole Black Lives Matter thing, this whole Black Lives Matter conversation, is police officers protecting each other. And that's kind of like, we always, the narrative of this conversation is about white police officers, but I swear to you, man, I think you just as bad. I think that you are just as guilty if you're a black police officer and you know that the officer, your fellow officer, whether it be white or whatever ethnicity they are, is guilty as hell, and you don't say nothing. I mean, you're implicit as well. I mean, you're just as bad of a person if you know something. You remember the Walter Scott case, and I always bring up Walter Scott in Charleston, South Carolina. You remember the Walter Scott case in Charleston? Well, the officer that shot Walter Scott in the back 8 times, he threw down his little taser, and his argument in his police report is that Walter Scott, struggled his taser away from him in his reports that he turned in. But then we found out later that was a damn lie. You saw the video, and he threw the taser down by Walter Scott. The officers that showed up on the scene, okay, there was a couple of black officers that showed up on the scene a little bit later after the incident, and they never said a damn thing. I don't know what's been said by them subsequently, but initially, when that officer that shot Walter Scott in the back filed his report, those officers that showed up didn't say a damn thing. They didn't say a damn thing, and that's the problem right there. That's one of the biggest problems of this whole police brutality conversation that we're having. I mean, if you are a witness or you have details to the crime where somebody was unjustly killed in cold blood and you don't say nothing, your ass is just as big as a buster as well. Just as big. Probably even worse because you know better. You know better. All right, when we, and I didn't even plan on getting upset today. We get back from the break. Will I sing for y'all when we get back from the break?